Today I'm making chili. It's not some secret recipe. I'm not demonstrating any amazing skills. We're just hungry. And I figured as long as I'm cooking, I might as well test out this new apron from Nabreeli and the Chefzilla Induction Cooktop. This is 1200 watts of power, and they warn you to be careful when you're using cast iron. So, of course, that's what I'm using. It's chili. You got to use cast iron, right? So, first of all, I think I will warm up the induction cooktop. I've always wanted one of these, and it seems like all the YouTube chefs, cooks, whatever, have them. So first I'm turning on the power, and I've got it on the lowest setting. I'm just going to put a little bit of oil in there. And I always like using chop and stir when I'm browning hamburger. Of course, when I use the chop and stir, things can get a little rough. This will be a good challenge for the induction cooktop. All right, well, let's go ahead and squish it down a little bit. Just to spread it out in the pan, a little more surface area, and get that. You don't need a lot of oil when you're dealing with hamburger because it's already got, in this case, 20% fat. But little doesn't hurt, right? Ooh, I hear the sizzle already, so it's working. All right. Let me get a plate to put this on. While that's getting started, I am going to cut up the onion. This is one of my favorite knives. It's a Nakuri by Milk Street, which was Christopher Kimball's, well, not was, is Christopher Kimball's latest venture, I think, last I heard. These onions are kind of small, so I took out 2. I don't think I've ever said, oh, this thing has too many onions in it. Maybe you have. All right, we'll give this a quick stir. This does seem to be working pretty well with the cast iron. And it makes cooking for you a little easier because at least I can face you. If I'm cooking at the stove, my back is to you. I don't like that. I think I'm going to go ahead and add the onion now. Why not, huh? I will cut this one up. I always peel like the first 2 layers out of the onion. That top layer just can get, I don't know. It's got a weird texture. I don't like it. I don't know if you can see the dog. It's Indigo. She's being very good. You might have heard her on other videos where she's barking at the neighbors. That's always fun. But not tonight. Not yet, anyway. I'm just kind of dicing this up. Not too worried about an exact even size. This is homemade chili. It's not restaurant grade. All right. So the onions and the burger are cooking together now, starting their little dance. Also got some garlic. I don't always add garlic to my chili, but I always like garlic, so I figured why not. This is the garlic peeler from Galliardo. You may have seen me use it before. I really like it. I think it's I don't know if it's the easiest way to peel garlic, but I think it's the most fun. And then I'm just going to cut this up pretty fine. I like garlic, but I don't necessarily want a huge chunk of it. This Nabreeli knife is, I don't know. I have a lot of knives, and this is my go-to knife. Some hamburger stuck to it. Just gonna mince this up a little bit. My daughter doesn't like chili, but she's not feeling well. So I'm going to take the opportunity of her illness to cook something delicious. Chili's always good in the winter, right? Or in the summer, I don't care. I love chili. There's a fan on this induction cooktop. I don't know if it's coming through on the microphone. It's not that loud. Not enough to annoy me. I like this chop and stir. It's I like when I'm cooking hamburger for spaghetti or chili or tacos or basically almost anything. I like it broken up into small pieces. Kind of like Taco Bell meat, if you're familiar. I don't like big chunks of burger in my food. Usually tastes better that way. All right, this is just slightly brown. I would like it a little more brown. So while that is finishing up, the Normally I like to put in crushed tomatoes. They didn't have crushed tomatoes, so I bought these whole tomatoes, and I'm going to crush them myself. The fine generic brand. Hopefully they're good. When I'm really trying to impress myself, I get the Italian kind, but for chili, I figured these would do. All right, now I'm just going to crush these by hand. Ooh, good thing I have this apron on. They're kind of messy. Ooh. The dog's helping me clean up down there. Suppose I could use a chop and stir. I do have an immersion blender, and I honestly didn't get it out because I thought it would be too messy, but I don't know that it'd be any more messy than this. This is, I don't know if you can see this. It's getting everywhere. I'm holding my hand deep into the dish, and maybe it'll prevent it from squirting so much. Okay, got all the big work done. I'm just kind of I'm squishing these into smaller pieces now. I don't necessarily want big chunks of tomato. But then when you blend tomato, it can get that weird creamy color too, and I don't want that either. I don't know if I'm doing a good enough job here. I'm contemplating getting out the blender, or food processor, really. All right, I've made enough of a mess. This burger is ready. I am going to add the tomato to the pot. What a mess. All right. Giving this a stir. I'm concerned that my wife won't like this because the tomatoes are too large. I might not like it either. We'll see. This might be the last time I crush tomatoes by hand. Oh, it's a can of chili beans. I wonder, I can almost use a second can. Both of these cans have chili sauce with the beans, just adding to the medley of flavor. That looks better. I'm just adding a packet of chili seasoning. Nothing special. Grocery store brand. I doubt this has anything that I don't have in my spice drawer, but this is easier. Smells like cumin. I'm less worried about the tomatoes now. It looks delicious, actually. And I'm taking a little risk here. My wife loves when I take a little risk. This is a packet of turkey bone broth that I made, and I just keep a bunch of these in the freezer. And I thought, why don't I add some to the chili? Get that nice collagen going. Don't tell her, okay? It'll be our secret. She never watches these videos. And now it's just a matter of letting this come to boil and cook for a bit. So I think I will pause the video. Oh, let's get that centered. And I'm going to put a lid on top. All right. I'm going to pause the video, let this come to a boil, maybe clean up some of this stuff, and I'll be back when the chili's done. Welcome back. While you were gone, while I was off camera, I did add a little bit of chili powder to this and some salt. Seemed like it needed a little something. I put the cover on. I cranked this induction cooktop up to 1,000. Now remember, the top is 1,200. But I didn't go that high. And I took the dog for a walk for, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes, something like that. When I got back, This thing was boiling. And so I took the lid off, turned off the induction cooktop, gave a little stir. May have been overcooked a little bit. Some of the stuff had burned at the bottom, but that's just going to add to the flavor, right? A little bit of char, I hope. Anyway, that's not the fault of the induction cooktop. That I'm going to blame it on the dog. Really, I mean, otherwise I would have been here to stir. What do I think of the Chefzilla 1200 watt induction cooktop? I used cast iron, and they say when you do that to bring it up to heat slowly. I guess if you bring it up to heat quickly, it will damage the cast iron. But I did as they suggested, and I put it on the lowest setting, but that was plenty to brown burger. So I browned my burger, I threw in the onion and the garlic and the rest of the ingredients for the chili. Then I put a lid on it, brought it up to 1,000, and took the dog for a walk. I was gone 20, 30 minutes, came back, this thing was boiling like gangbusters. I probably should have been in attendance while it was cooking for the first time, but that didn't happen. One thing that I would like, that this thing, it doesn't have a detachable cord. I would really like it if there was a cord management system, because right now I'll just have to unplug this and shove it into my drawer and the cord will be everywhere. So maybe I'll just get like a little Velcro wrap and put that around the cord. I don't know. Something like that would be nice. It does seem to work. It seems to work well, depending upon the type of cookware you use, I suppose. There are limitations to the type of cookware. You can't use glass, wood, stainless steel, certain types of, it'll all say it in the instructions. So it does what it said it'll do. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 just because of the cord management system. Is that pity? It is what it is. It's not perfect, but I like it. I like the Nabreeli apron. One thing I didn't like about my old apron is it had one continuous strap that went through the neck and down. And every time I put it on, I had to adjust the strap because I always had a short end. This apron, you cannot do that. It has 2 straps. It is a little non-intuitive to put the apron on, but once you get it on, it works well. The canvas itself it feels like it's treated a little bit. I imagine it is resistant to spills. I'd feel uncomfortable. It's not that thick. I'd feel uncomfortable using this for, say, deep frying or something like that. I don't want to get my clothes stained with oil. I haven't verified that would happen. It just feels like it might. One thing I like are these loops. They're perfect for a lavalier mic. I don't know what they're supposed to be for. Maybe glasses, probably glasses. It has these pockets. There's a pocket here, pocket here, pocket here. I'm not really a pocket guy when it comes to aprons, but maybe it's because I've never had one before. And I don't know what I'd put here. Maybe scissors or timer, phone. I don't know, seasonings of some. I don't know. That'll be up to you. I've never felt like I needed a pocket, but maybe I'll come up with a use for it. So I like the apron. I would just say I would like it more if it had a heavier canvas, but as you can see, it's got a little chili on it and maybe some flour, and I feel well protected under those circumstances. So I'm just going to give it a 4 out of 5 just because I would feel better if it had a heavier canvas, but it seems to have worked just great. Chili time. Didn't mean to knock the microphone there. It is definitely hot. I'm a little bit worried about burning my mouth because it's hot, too hot to hold, really. It's good. I might make it a little spicier, but my wife doesn't like it if it's too spicy. So I'll just add some Tabasco to this, or maybe something more devastating. And well, no, this late at night, I better lay off the hot sauce. But it's good. Thanks for stopping by.